Hello, Transurfers, and welcome to this new Transurfing talk. My name is Gabriel, and I'm here with my friend Fernando. Hello, Fernando.
Hi, Gabriel. Nice to be here again and
Nice to see you. How
to
are
do
you?
this talk with our friends here. And yeah,
Good.
it's a very interesting theme today.
Yes, today we are talking about pendulums.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pendulums, as you know, it's like it makes it really clear. It's one of the fundamental concepts of transurfing. You know, the pendulum. How Vadim Zilin explains how he describes it. You know, it's the same thing. It's got different names in different cultures. You know, but he called it pendulums because the way they work, you know, the movement. When it starts to move, you know, like a pendulum, like people that read Transurfing, they know it's a magnetic field or structure, you know, an energetic structure.
Yes.
It's created by us humans through our interaction with the universe, the outer intention. We interact with outer intention, with the ideas and feelings. So we start to create these fields, these magnetic fields when we exchange information between each other. You know, we start to create like a group or an environment. We create this magnetic field, and this magnetic field then starts to develop. Like normally, you know, I say one thing to you, and then you tell your friend and somebody else, and this grows in energy, and it reaches a critical mass, and then the thing that happens then, when it reaches a certain point, it starts to control us, to get energy, to maintain itself. And this is the thing that we have now in our, you know, we can see this so clear now in our society, you know, in the world that we live in our reality. We see this so clear, you know, the different powers controlling it. It's all like a kind of a net, you know, of these pendulums, magnetic fields that are over us. We can call it, you know, the matrix or the field or whatever, you know, so the system.
Yeah, because everything is a pendulum, right? Everything that we see.
Yeah.
So we can say that this is, like you said, like the matrix, right? The matrix are the pendulums.
Yeah. Vadim Zilin mentions that in his book about the matrix, and he actually gives the movie, you know, the Matrix, as an example of the situation that we find ourselves in the world. You know, like now it's like a matrix. It's like that it's controlling the human being now. It's like really out of control. So we need to kind of have this knowledge. We need to have this knowledge, this technology of. I haven't found many other sort of information. I think this has always been around with different names, you know, the ways of knowing about these things. You know,
because before I know, I wrote egregores, right? Egregores is more or less the same as pendulums, right?
Yeah, egregores, it was a name that in a different culture they used to use that name, a different time. But it's the same thing. It's like a magnetic field, energetic form, you know, that we can't see with our eyes, but it's like controlling and has an effect on people, you know. It's like
Yes.
create situations. The pendulums, what they do, they kind of fields that encompass us, you know. They, like we are inside this big bubble, a net of different magnetic fields, you know, and they influences. So if they create a situation where there is of conflict or something like that, to draw energy, you know, like an argument between people at work or something, or governments, different countries, different religions, looking at this kind of thing, so that there is like conflict, because it's from conflict that they draw most energy, you know.
Yes.
They don't get so much energy from doing like something creative or beneficial.
Something energy,
you know, people
positive energy.
They work with like the low energies, like fear, worry, you know, this kind of thing. Because people react more to that kind of thing.
And also we can say that they use people, right? They use people around us to create situations.
Yeah, of course, that's how it works. It's like they kind of create influence, you know, like the collective of people, and then it's like we react, and we, you know, as we react, we give out our energy, and they absorb it, like, you know, football teams and anything like that at work, political parties, religions, they draw energy like that. And the thing is, the important thing here to know is that we don't have to focus on the people, because they're just being used, you know. So that when you know Transurfing, you don't focus on the personality that is arguing with you, because they're being exploited just as much as the pendulum trying to exploit you. If you're not awake, it's going to exploit your energy. So it's like, it's not like blaming someone or criticizing someone, because they're just being used as well. Like, you know, if it's in a family thing, you know, if your brother says something and you start arguing with him, you have to see that it's just the pendulum creating a situation to draw energy. It's very interesting, because then you don't really focus on the you kind of create an objective view of the situation, you know. When you know about that this is happening in this way, you see it coming. Like when there is a situation like that happening, you're able to kind of be objective and you know, observe yourself. Then the observer comes in, you know, you objective, you're looking at the situation, and this is not having an effect on you, and the pendulum knows that. The pendulum senses that it's being noticed, you know. It's like someone here is awake, you know, it notices this thing, and then this is when we can say, in Transurfing, we say we disarm the pendulum, we disarm it, we take its power away, because as soon as it knows that it's being recognized, you know, as an entity there trying to draw energy, it kind of moves on, you know, and it goes to the neighbor, goes the next door neighbor trying to get
that's amazing when you see how it works. And I have a thing to say. I remember that months and months ago, I was talking to you and I was telling you, look, I have this situation with this teacher, my drama teacher, that he's always into me, saying that I didn't do enough, that I was not working enough. And yes, you were telling me, yes, see, like a pendulum. He's been used for a pendulum, and the pendulum is wanting your energy. So I went to class and he started to do that. But I did just what you said. I observed the situation. I saw the pendulum, and I feel like I was kind of a ghost, that everything he was saying was going through me, you know. And then it was so curious what I see, because then the pendulum goes for my partner, you know, and he started to attack my partner, and she falls for the pendulum. And I saw how it works, and it was kind of magic, you know. And he also later said that I did the scene, that the work that we were doing very well. And I was like, come on, it's amazing when you see how it works. Yeah.
It's that is the thing, you know, and that there is it's great to notice that and work with that, you know, because it's such a learning process. You know, we learn how to deal with this because we're surrounded with these energy fields all the time.
Yes.
And what Vadim Zelen says is that what we can do, like we cannot really enter in conflict with the pendulum and win. We cannot fight a pendulum because it's too much. So all we can do is do this kind of objectivity, switch on the observer and look at the situation, and the pendulum, and it moves on. But and Vadim Zelen also recommends that we cannot stay in a vacuum, you know, in a situation where we not
don't go out or
scared of the pendulum and not interacting in life. We have to be in the middle of everything. But so we need to kind of join with pendulums that are beneficial for us.
Exactly.
You know, pendulums that we give it some energy and it gives it us what we want, you know, we exchange, fair exchange, you know, give and take, that's fine. But we don't want nothing to do with those pendulums that are just aggressive and destructive, that want to just, you know, draw masses of energy from the collective. I think this is, we have to kind of be aware of.
Yes, and I think that there is a lot, like today, even so with the media and of course, I think it's the age of information, and we're having like a lot of information that our brains can't process. So we have to filter very well what we are giving attention to.
Yeah, and the thing is that we are at a point where we don't know anymore. You know, the way the thing works, so subtle, you know, so it's so in a way a pendulum it's like a field that works, but there is some, I believe there is some a kind of not related to our intelligence of thinking, you know, but there is a kind of a power there that knows how to manipulate, you know, the situations. It knows how to approach the, you know, a situation to get this much. And now we see it's very difficult to know who's telling the truth.
Exactly.
It's so difficult because now it's become so subtle. You know, you look at someone, you know, like if you like people that are doing things, you know, working with technology and this kind of thing, and they appear to be doing like improving the environment and this kind of thing, but it's not really like that, you know. It's becoming more and more difficult to kind of but what I've come to the conclusion is that with the experience you realize that you don't have to even trust or mistrust any serving and going step by step, you know, interacting, fully active in the situations, you know, in the world. But you don't have to kind of make fixed decisions, you know, like, oh, that's it, this guy is good, that guy is bad, you know. You don't have to
Yeah.
get into that.
Yeah, you have to see that. Yes,
It's very subtle.
yeah, it's super subtle, and you have to see
Yeah.
that that's why they do. The pendulums want your attention and your energy. So
Yeah.
they gonna
Yeah.
use, and it's very curious what you said, that yes, they don't have like they are not intelligent beings, or they don't have like this mind of themselves.
Yeah.
But I observe that it's kind of, they are linked to your unconscious, right? Like
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
know how to push the
Your
buttons,
soft
right?
spot, where the buttons to press. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's, I don't know how to describe it, but yes, maybe they don't think but they're own, but they are so clever
Yeah.
that they
Yeah.
know
Yeah. Yeah.
where
It's
to.
all Nivel. It's all is. I believe everything is working at a level of energetic level of frequencies. You know,
Yes.
like like you said, if you have this susceptibility,
Mm.
in your subconscious for something, to react to something. For instance, I got this thing about it's about what's the word, injustice.
Yes.
Injustice, if it 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 used to really
Mm.
get me, if I see something out there in the
Mm.
mirror, injustice, I would like really, I could just jump in there and try and, hey, what's going on, but and the pendulum would get to me that way.
Yes. And he knows that he can get to you that way.
React to that, and this kind of thing. Yeah, says it's great because there's like a solution. All problems got a solution, and
Mm.
also there is like you learn from every situation.
Sure. Yeah.
He was telling me like something about myself. When I was observing the react, it's sort of, it doesn't matter, if you're right and the other person is wrong and whatever,
Yeah.
because it's just like this thing trying to create a situation to draw energy. So when you know that, you just stay a little bit, observe. But
Yes.
said with that situation with your teacher, you can, just by doing that, the situation changed, and
Totally.
you see that every day in the world, out there.
Yeah. And also, I would like
You
to,
see
we
it
can,
all the time.
yeah, I will tell
Yeah.
you something. I would like to tell you something like the pendulums that create when you have a relationship. I mean, when you have a relationship with someone, I think that it creates a pendulum, right? That it in some way modulates the relationship, right? And when one of these two people left, uh, the pendulum has to be fed by the other person, right? And I encounter a lot of people in my life, well, not a lot, but some people that they are having kind of issues with that,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's vital to see that
Yeah.
there is a pendulum and you are feeding them, right? It's kind of, yeah, it's kind of difficult to see sometimes. And yeah, I try to explain, there is this pendulum, so you have to stop giving energy to that. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, you get frozen.
Uh, it's very
Oh, you get totally frozen. There is a pendulum right now here.
Very in relation, and this is the cause. It's very subtle. It's you know, in a.
Oh, I lost Fernando. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah,
And now we were talking about relationships,
exactly.
and then this happened. But the thing is, like in a couple, for instance, it's very subtle how the thing goes, because like the pendulum, it works at us, like you said, with these points that we have, the subconscious, if you like, this knows where to go for a reaction. Yeah.
Yes.
So the person, I might say something to you quite innocently, but it might be like related to a weak point in your personality or something,
Yeah.
you know, a weak spot. And I might say something, and you straight away, whoa, you know, it kind of creates like a sort of a reaction, you know, you interpret, you see it from a different angle, you take it in from a different perspective, and the person might have said something totally innocent,
Innocent.
not with this meaning, but
Yeah.
depending on how you know what is going on in your subconscious, you absorb it with the meaning of like maybe criticizing you or something like that, and then you start like this, and then the situation starts to develop above the relationship, you know, to draw energy, you know, this kind of thing. But you were saying something about when the other person lives, the pendulum
Yes.
looks for. I didn't really understand that. Could you
Yeah.
explain that?
Well, it's good that you say that, because yes, I will say that pendulums, yeah, when you start a relationship with someone,
Yeah.
that creates a pendulum, right? So
Yeah.
and also we can say that the other person in your relationship is going to show you all that you said, you know, the pendulums are going to yeah, push the buttons to make you
Yeah.
react, you know, with the other person. But I found some people that they are having really a hard time, because for something the relationship ends, you know, so one of the person left, and they feel, oh, I can take this person out of my head. I'm all the time thinking about this person. And I think yeah, what they are doing is they are giving the energy to the pendulum of their relationship, you know, is that they are feeding this entity, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. It's something that, but it's like we can take that also as a, you see, that comes also um, as a possibility to learn something, you know.
Sure. Yeah.
A situation like that is very good if it
Mm.
happens, if, you know, there is always an advantage,
Always.
possibility there to
Mm.
take advantage of the situation, and that is that you can learn that uh, really what we have to become is, we need to become like uh, a personality that interacts with the collective, you know, with the world, but we need to be in self-authority. We don't need, we don't have to be in a situation where we be dependent.
Yeah.
Dependent relationships always eventually cause suffering, you know,
Sure.
because it's not balanced. So what we need to do is have no need for, if we have a relationship is great, and the other, you know, with the other person, the interaction and the relationship is great to have that. But if that breaks up, we can also be solid in our own self-authority, you know, in
Yeah.
our own kind of be comfortable. We have to kind of have a personality that is self-sufficient, you know,
Yeah.
not be dependent on, and this is something that maybe we learn. We need to not to have the agreement of anybody to be able to live our lives, you know.
Yeah, because if you see, since we born, the media, the TV, the music is always telling us that we need someone else, and the movies and all of that. So that's the pendulum, that's the illusion, even making us believe that we are not enough, that we need another person. And some people have it really, really inside of them, you know, that they really think that
the
they,
thing
yes,
is,
yes,
the thing is, Gabriel, it's like about abundance, you know, abundance of you don't need anything. You already have everything. You know, if you need another person to fulfill you, you're in trouble, right? You're gonna get the pendulum coming in and taking advantage of that. So it's like, it's great to have a relationship, great to be involved with someone and enjoy this moment and this life together, but not in a dependent way, you know, not opening the door for this interference by the pendulum to draw energy from the thing, you know, in a balanced way. Like if you have a relationship, comes to you, and you know there is like kind of resonance between you and your partner, great, you know, go, you know, enjoy it. But if something is missing or something, it's like you don't. It's about abundance. It's not just about financial abundance. Abundance is about everything. It's about consciousness, creativity. It's abundance, you know, in the relationship. You know, you feel you have to love yourself. You know, first of all, if we love ourselves, you know, if we love ourselves. Then you know it's like we're working with the energy of love. We transmit that to our partners, and they feel it. You know, it's like that technique we have, the frailing technique. You know, where you have to give up what you want. You know, if you want love from your partner, you know, drop that and give them what they, you know, give it to them. And then, you know, they become your best friend, not just your partner, but your best friend as well. You know, like they want to give you everything plus more than you could ever expect, you know? And it's very subtle, you know, but I think once we get into transurfing, these things come to us, you know, this kind of knowledge.
Totally, yeah. And yes, I will say that, yes, when you start discovering transurfing, it's like you are starting to wake up from this dream, you know, because we are totally, our mind is totally asleep with pendulums all the time. So yes, I think that the first step is to be awake and to see and to observe. And also, when I found with people is, they tell me that they have some issues with dealing with some pendulums, that they can't stop thinking about them because they are there all the time. There are some big fat pendulums, right? So I always tell them that if they can manage more or less their thoughts, you know, that they can give like a time for the day for that pendulum. I mean, like give it like 10 minutes, 20 minutes or something like that in all day. And that's the energy that you are giving to that pendulum. If you can do that, I'm sure that in time, eventually, you will stop feeling that pendulum.
Yeah.
I don't know what you think.
What I've found is that I can, you know, now I can, when the pendulum comes over me, when it comes, I can it's about being awake.
Yes.
You know, if you're awake, you see the pendulum come, like you were just going, the people that feel like they can't stop thinking about something.
Yes.
Yeah, it comes over them. They can't stop thinking. What we have to do is just in that moment is a sign to wake up, you know, and like all you got to do is just observe. You go into your thought, you know, you observe that pendulum coming over you, and you observe it, and the thought, and you just say, oh yeah, what, you know, you have like a dialogue with it, you know, if you like, you know, like take time off, you know, have a dialogue. What is it? What do you want? What, you know, I don't need that stuff. You know, you can say, like, if it's something that is not beneficial for you, you know, you say, look, you know, okay, so what do you want? It's like a little bit like, you know, sometimes I've said that before, you know, I think I'm schizophrenic, you know.
Yeah.
It's like I have a conversation with that, you know,
Yeah.
that thing comes over. It's like a cloud, you know, a cloud comes over and you kind of observing that. And as you observe it, you don't feed it. You're not feeding
Exactly.
it. You're not like reacting to it. You
Yes.
are not reacting. You're just observing it. Okay, so you come over. What is it today? What do you want? You know, come on. And the thing, it's like loses power.
Yes.
It starts to dissolve. And this is the only way that I know that I can, this thing will stop visiting me.
Yes.
You know, just by observing it, you know, like, well, maybe we need to learn some techniques like, you know, sometimes we need to kind of like learn to go within, you know, like without mind, go within, you know, like travel all over our body, you know, also
Yes.
for healing. If we want to heal ourselves, we can go inside, feel the different organs, if you like, you know, go to your toe on your foot and feel that pulsating, you know, the energy, and this. Get used to traveling with your mind, you know, your mind traveling within your body, and this is great exercise for the for the observer to observe these thoughts.
Yes.
You know, you can observe a thought like coming over, you know, like you know, a pendulum comes and creates disharmony, like in this meeting that we are now. If something happens, the pendulum comes, create like there's not enough bandwidth, and I freeze up and the thing stops. And, and then you know, it happened to me yesterday. It came over. Like, you know, and like it tries to get you in a mood to change your mood, you know,
Totally.
like to make you feel like, oh God, you know, this thing, you know, I had to have, like, to feel like annoyed or, you know, and all you got to do is like, okay, oh, interesting, and then you just, you know, observe it, and you go and have a cup of coffee, and that, you know, the thing goes past. It goes past. The cloud goes past. And this is the only way I know how we can dissolve these influences personally, you know, our personal influences, you know, that like come for us, like from our subconscious, whatever, you know, they want to kind of like stuff that we have like programmed in there, you know, that we picked up in our development, you know, it comes to feed off that. We just observe it. It's the observer is the key.
It's the key. Totally is the key. And I will say that there are days that I encounter more pendulums than others. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Some days, the moment I just go outside, I see a lot of pendulums coming for me. And the moment that you observe, you see it, and you can manage the situation. So that's
it's
key.
Also a sign, you know, when we see these things happen, it's a sign to wake up, you know.
Exactly.
Because we have a tendency to fall back asleep, you know, go into the routine or whatever, you know.
Super easy.
When we see something like, coming for us, you know, unpleasant or something, a situation, a pendulum come, it's time, what, wake up, what's going on here? Like, you know, what's happening? You know, what's going on? Let's watch this, you know? And like straight away, the situation has a different feel, you know?
Yes, yes.
It's like you
Different
can
sense.
go for a walk. You can go for a walk in the nature. You can go for a walk in nature, you know, in the woods, you know. But if you wake up, if you can go for a walk in automatic, you know, you do it every day. You just take a walk in the woods, you know. But if you wake up and you observe, the walk is different. It's like you see things you never seen before,
Exactly.
and see, you know, it's like it's about being awake.
Yes, and
It's about being awake and aware, and
exactly.
having the observer switched on, you know. And I think that when we have, you know, so-called problems, situations are not very pleasant, is the moment to wake up. You know,
Exactly.
it's
Yeah.
like a sign, you know, like
Yeah, it's
wake
like a
up,
call.
you know, wake up.
Yeah, it's like a call to wake up. And I
Yeah.
would love to end this conversation saying that some people get the notion that pendulums are something negative, but they are not. And if you want to achieve your goal, you have to make use of these pendulums.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You have to choose, of course, you know, with the awareness, and you choose which pendulums are beneficial, because it's like the matrix. It's
Yes.
like a net, you know, the matrix. Everything's a pendulum. And so what we have to do, and what we do with transurfing, is like to know that we have a choice.
Yes.
We have a choice. We can choose which ones we work with. You know, it's like, if it's like something, you know, your heart's desire.
Oh, you get froze again. The pendulum again.
To do some writing or something, you know, you have to connect with them, that is going to allow you to come in.
Yes, Fernando, you get froze again. Totally froze.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, now you come back. Now you came back. But that was the pendulum again. Again, yeah.
Yeah. I was saying,
Yeah,
they're not bad. They're not
exactly.
bad.
Hmm.
No, like some people are like frightened of pendulums. No, to get energy, you know.
Yes.
They're like it's a natural law of, you know, that's easy. You lost me again?
Yeah, a little bit. I lost you like a little bit, but yeah, that's the pendulums interacting in, in the
They
conversation.
don't, it's funny, like, you know, when we talk about them, they kind of don't like it, do they?
Yeah, because it didn't happen before.
The pendulums don't like us talking about them.
Exactly. So yeah, but it was super nice, the talk. And yeah, I hope we can do another talk in the future about pendulums again, because I think it's a topic that people are so interested, and it's super interesting. And
Yeah.
like you said, there is not a lot of information about it.
No, it's very subtle, and it's like we need to learn how to deal with it.
Sure. Yeah.
We need to learn the techniques, you know, to. But the fundamental is like to be awake and aware, awake and aware. Yeah,
Mm.
and to switch on the observer. Without that, you can't do transurfing.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly. So thank you
yeah,
so much, Fernando, again. It was really a
that's
pleasure.
all right.
And thank you,
Yeah,
everyone. And we see you in the next,
likewise.
yeah.
Yeah,
And we see you in the next talk.
yeah.
Bye-bye.
Okay, fine, fine.